because of special nature, unique nature of carbon, which has the ability to combine with itself, which is known as a self combination or catenation. Today we have large number of organic compounds. When the organic compounds are more, naturally their formation, how they have formed, that means organic reactions are also more. So when the organic reactions are more, now time has come to study types of organic reactions. So before we go to the types of organic reactions to form organic compounds, let us understand first fundamental concepts in organic reaction mechanism. So good day to all of you, and I welcome for the today's session on organic reactions and their mechanism. Mechanism means to happen organic reaction, which path they take. For example, A want to react with B or B want to react with A. Simple example, general example. Here A want to undergo reaction. So A is called as what? Substrate, which is ready to undergo reaction. B is attacking on A to go for the organic reaction. Okay, so B is attacking. So B is called as what? B is a chemical which is known as attacking reagent. A is called as what? A is called as substrate, which is ready to undergo organic reaction. How it will undergo? With someone, no? Someone, something, someone has to attack on the A, no? That B is attacking on the A. So B is called as what? Attacking reagent. So substrate with attacking reagent. Sometimes what happens? B wants to undergo organic reaction. That time B is called as substrate and A attacks on the B. So A is called as attacking reagent. So which one is attacking? That becomes the attacking reagent. Which one is undergoing? That becomes the substrate. But for every organic reaction, substrate has to be there and attacking reagent has to be there. This is the minimum condition for organic reaction to happen. When attacking reagent and substrate undergoes reaction, then covalent bond breaks. Organic compounds are made out of covalent bonds, okay, and these covalent bonds are broken. When the covalent bonds are broken, then small pieces are formed in between before they go for the final product. So these small pieces which are formed during chemical reactions before they go to the formation of products, before they convert into the products, those in between small species are known as reaction intermediates, or they are called as unstable species, which are formed during the reaction, which are not seen and whose life is very what their lifespan is so short that they form and disappear. They appear and disappear because they are highly unstable. So how that means after the attack of attacking reagent on the substrate, reaction intermediates, unstable species are formed. They undergo some rearrangement. Okay, then something new is formed, which is called as the product, and they go to the least energy state. So this is what this is called reaction mechanism in a simple sense. So a particular reaction, for example, methane reacts with the oxygen, becomes the carbon dioxide and the water. Which route it has taken to convert methane into carbon dioxide and water, that you have to check. Okay, after the completion of a reaction, we have to check that this reaction has taken which route, which path, which is very easy for the reaction. So all these comes under the what? All these comes under the reaction mechanism. So mechanism is a route, it is a path. Which tells that by this route only reaction has happened. So to study all those, we have to have a knowledge of what organic reactions and their mechanisms. Okay, so let us start a brief idea about the organic reactions. Excuse me. I told substrate and the attacking reagent. Okay, so attacking reagent, what I told, they are the one which will attack on the substrate. Variety of attacking reagents are there. Okay, they are called as nucleophiles, they are called as electrophiles, they are called as free radicals. So all those briefly we discuss. But the first category what we are discussing today is what? Nucleophile. He is an example for what? Attacking reagent. Nucleophile attacks on the substrate. First, what is nucleophile? Nucleophile means, see, this is made from the two words, nucleus and philic. What is the charge of nucleus? Plus. What is meant by philic? Philic is affinity, attachment, love, okay, attraction. That means what? Nucleophile means nucleus attracting, nucleus loving. See, who will love the nucleus? Nucleus is a plus charge. Then who will love the plus charge? Minus charge. That means nucleophiles are attacking reagents which carry either electron, extra electron with them or negative charge, and they are called as nucleophiles. A species that loves a nucleus. Since nuclei are positively charged, so nucleophiles are negatively charged, because the one who loves plus is a minus, the one who loves nucleus is a nucleophile, or bear a partial negative charge. Examples are lone pair of electrons. One small example here. Hydroxide ion, OH minus, carrying minus charge. Minus will love the plus nucleus. So these are comes under the nucleophiles. Nucleophile is an electron-rich species. So they have more electron, because when the minus charge is there, that indicates that they have more electrons. So they love the plus charge. Or if the nucleus demands negative charge, they will attack on the nucleus. Or nucleus sometimes demands, or this one will attack. Something will happen, some electronic transaction, and reaction completes. See, nucleophiles, nucleus loving as usual, and because they have extra electron, they are called as what? Electron donor. They are negatively charged, they have extra electron. When you have extra money with you, then only you can donate, no? If you have normal money, you can't donate. So once we have the extra than the required, then we think of donating or spending. Like that, nucleophiles will have extra negative charge, extra electron, therefore they are called as electron donor, electron rich centers. Totally, there are three types of nucleophiles. Negatively charged nucleophiles, all these, they become negative charged. Hydroxide, alkoxy, thio, okay, alkyl groups after accepting electron, and these two are normal. Chloride, bromide, iodide, all these are normal nucleophiles, because they have all these, they have negative charge, so they give electron. Second type, lone pair containing species. There are some molecules, they don't have charge like this. Here charge is there, but in these cases they don't have charge. They are neutral molecules. Though they are neutral molecules, but in their structure they have extra electrons, pair of extra electrons. See here, water. In water we find two lone pair extra electrons. In alcohols, where OH is there, on O we have two lone pair of electrons. In ammonia, one lone pair. This is the pyridine, aromatic compound. Here, one lone pair of electron. So molecules which have lone pair of electrons, one or two or three pairs, they also act as nucleophiles, but they are neutrals. So they are negatively charged nucleophiles. These are neutral nucleophiles. Now this one, there are some compounds, they have in them pi bond. What is pi bond? Pi bond is formed by the side overlapping of atomic orbitals. Okay. So, and remember, pi bond is weaker bond compared to sigma bond. When the pi bond is weak, that means what? Electrons which are there in the pi bond, they are also weak. That means they can be easily taken. So, if you find anywhere pi bond, that means they are called as what? Electron rich center. So they can give electrons. Benzene, 3 pi bonds. So one bond equal to two electrons, two electrons, two electrons. So these electrons are due to the pi bond, they are weak. So you can easily rupture, you can easily break, you can easily snatch and take these electrons. So they also act as what? Nucleophiles. Okay. Electron rich centers will act as nucleophiles. Okay. That means electrophile. Sorry, I will come to afterwards now. You see this one? Carbon-carbon double bond. This is one bond is sigma bond, strong bond. This bond is weak bond, pi bond you can take easily. So this is a electron rich center which will act as a nucleophile. Alkyne, again one bond is sigma and two are pi. Two pi bonds are there, very much electron rich. So wherever you find pi bond, they are called as what? Electron rich center. Easily they can donate electron, or anybody can snatch electron, or anybody, the one who is having plus charge will come and attack on the all these areas. Okay. So these three are different types or classification of what? Nucleophiles. Now electrophiles, opposite. Nucleophiles are what? Nucleus loving. Electrophiles are what? Electron loving. Who will love electron? Plus charge. That means electrophiles are positively charged species. And electron deficient. See, he is saying different way. Electrophiles are what? Positively charged means what? They are electron deficient. Electrons are less, or they might have lost electrons. Therefore, the definition says an electron deficient species are called as electrophiles, or that can accept a lone pair of electrons. Okay, electron acceptor or electron deficient, both are same meaning, so they are called as what? Electrophiles, or positively charged species are called as electrophiles. An electrophile will therefore attack the double bond in an alkene. Okay, because electrophile is a positively charged, so it attacks easily, not only in the double bond, even on the triple bond also, because they are electron rich center. Again, some points about the electrophiles. A reagent which can accept an electron pair in the reaction is called an electrophile. The name electrophile means electron loving and indicates that it attacks regions of high electron density. Electrophiles are electron deficient, already told. They may be positive, including carbonium ion, or neutral molecules with electron deficient centers. An electrophile can represented by E plus, whereas nucleophile Nu minus. Here are the examples of electrophiles: H plus, Cl plus, Br plus, I plus, NO2 plus. Now you can wonder how Cl becomes plus here. Normally Cl is minus. So when we study electrophiles in detail, in the second part of organic chemistry, we will understand how Cl plus is formed. Okay, please hold timing. And all these are electrophiles. These are electron. They don't have plus charge. They are neutral molecule, but they are electron deficient. So they want electron. So they are also called what? Neutral molecules, but they want electron deficient. So they also act as what? Electrophiles. These two. Okay. These two are neutral electrophiles, whereas they possess charge. So they are called as charged electrophiles. Okay. Right. This is the difference. These already difference we understood. Now, this point you please remember. Nucleophiles are called as what? Levy's basis. Now, acids and bases are explained on two grounds. One is Arrhenius theory, other one is Levy's theory. According to the Arrhenius, acids are proton donor, and according to Levy's basis, acids are electron acceptor. Arrhenius said acids are proton donor. Lewis said acids are electron acceptor. Okay, so because they accept electron, therefore electrophiles are called as what? Lewis acids. Because they give electron, therefore nucleophiles are called as what? Lewis bases. So this we learn in the under the chapter chemical equilibrium timing. Remember, Lewis acids are electron acceptor. Lewis bases are electron donor. So nucleophiles are Lewis bases because they donate electron. Electrophiles are positively charged because they accept electron. So they are electron acceptor. So with this, we will conclude today's discussion, and in the tomorrow discussion, we discuss some other reaction intermediates. So please go through. Just for a fun, I added this one. So which tell difference between the nucleophile and the electrophile in different way. Till then, bye and have a nice time.